say hi.
Hi!
We're off the rails tonight already.
Always, always.
But normally we escalate to that point.
Lately, I think we've been starting out kind of like, whee!
It's probably me.
It's good, though. It's good. I'm Patty.
I'm Jimmy.
I'm JD.
And we are brought to you by Captain Jack's Elixirs, www.captainjackselixirs.com. If you want to stop by the shop, it's in Baytown, Texas, so you can Google that shit yourself.
322 East Texas Avenue.
There you go. All-Star Comics, also Baytown, Texas. Phone number 281-839-7127. There we go. We got all the obligations out.
Get you some bait and get you some comics.
Yeah, see? Perfect.
I should be calm.
You should be calm. Should be's a fucked up word.
Should be?
Should be.
Should be? Is that one word or is that two?
It takes about half an
I'm gonna
hour for
say
that
one.
stuff to kick
Is
in.
it like should?
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, done.
No.
Should.
Just crammed all together.
Should be?
Yeah, should be.
Should be.
Totally crammed.
Is that like a shooby?
Should be?
Shooby-doo-wah?
Shooby-doo-wah. No.
Yes.
No.
All right. Tell us what we're talking about.
Tonight, of course, we're going to be talking about Joan Lee and her passing and what that will possibly implicate with the rest of the industry. And, of course, we're going to be talking about horror.
Woo! I'm sorry, I'm posting so that other people know that we're here, too.
Slacking, I've already done it.
Ah!
Shut up. I was waiting till the video popped up on YouTube so I could share it straight from video.
And tonight we're watching Apollo 18 because it'll give Patty anxiety.
It will.
That's right.
Next week we'll be watching The Abyss because it will also give Patty anxiety.
Oh god. So my thing is the whole like underwater or up in space, there's no oxygen, so I find myself holding my breath or just it freaks me out. Like it makes me quite uncomfortable. But yeah. Out of all the horror, that's what gets me. Sorry, that's totally me.
We're listening to ourselves
Yes.
and watching ourselves while
I'm trying
you are
to
watching us.
live chat. There we go. There we go. I've got the chat,
Yay!
but I'm talking as myself, so you'll just have to bear with me. Okay, there we go.
All right, so Joan Lee passed away this week, a wife of Stan Lee. And Joan actually made fame on her own. She was a model, and she was quite a looker.
So he tells stories of.
In Stan Lee's words, I heard it myself as he looked back on the giant screen to see his wife standing there with him in a picture. He's like, wow, there she is.
Aww.
All of her. Yeah, she was also, and that's something that Stan Lee had made note of in that panel that I went to. He had made note that she was also the voice of Madam Web on the old 90s Spider-Man cartoon.
Oh, wow.
So for those of you who are within our age range, you probably grew up watching that, and you saw Madam Web. Well, that was Stan Lee's wife. Really awesome, you know?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
It's so rare you see a couple like that too, where he's just still so in love with her, and she was just so helpful and there and supportive.
That scares me, though,
and
about her death.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was my first thought. Was it made me uncomfortable and nervous for him, because broken hearts do some serious damage.
Yeah.
I think Stan Lee's going to be fine. I think
hope
he's
so.
going to realize, you know,
I really hope so.
I think he's going to have the realization, you know, hey, we all have our time.
Yeah.
You know, I've got to keep going for her.
I hope so.
I think he was she was probably his greatest inspiration.
Yeah.
You know, to keep going,
Well,
to
that's,
keep
I think
doing
the
what
scary
he's doing.
part is that when you lose your inspiration, a lot of times you lose your motivation.
But it would be, I don't know.
Hopefully
I think
he'll
it
keep
would
going
be,
in her honor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think if he stopped doing that, he would be kind of dishonoring her memory. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not worried about him stopping doing anything. I'm worried about him
His
basically
health
not
declining.
continuing to be as healthy as he has been all these years.
Yeah.
But it was sad.
Yes. Yes. And y'all put out a fantastic post.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah, that's a lot of years to have somebody with you and then not anymore.
Yeah.
It's really really sad.
Apparently, she made a cameo in one of the Marvel films with him
Aw.
as well. I don't remember which film.
It was one of the newer ones. They were hugging each other
Yeah,
as something was flying over.
yeah. I don't remember which film.
If you know it.
Let us know.
Yes.
I'm watching the chat.
So,
Yes.
on to horror.
Sorry. Not sorry. This is my shit.
What scares you?
What scares me? Space and underwater.
Is
Big
that,
rocks.
Big rocks.
Yes.
I think the better question is, okay, do you watch it because it scares you?
Okay. These type of movies I don't generally watch very often because it's not so much scare, but for the entire 2 hours or however long, I had this sense of like dread and anxiety and sick.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like
It's the tension,
No
the
longer
Yeah.
suspense.
entertainment.
exactly.
Okay.
It's like it makes me uncomfortable. And so 2 hours of that is like standing on a ledge with like a thread holding you for like 2 hours. You'd think you'd get numb to it, but you don't.
See, and I don't care for the supernatural type horror
I love
movies.
those movies.
I don't like them because they don't scare me, and I watch them for that fear. Like,
See-
I like Saw and stuff like that. They could
Yeah.
happen in a real life, in my current plane of existence.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though. I believe in a lot of supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's maybe why it's not such a stretch for me to just be like, okay, this shit's going on. All right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, like, it's spooky
Mm-hmm.
to me. Like, it will give me that chill occasionally. But at this point, I've watched so many of them, barely any movie scares me. Like, scare. Like, not, like, just tension, anxiety, but scare.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last one. I can remember one of the last ones that gave me chills, though.
What's that?
That was one of the James Wan movies. I want to say it was Annabelle, maybe? There was one in that line.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple of times when I actually got the chills, and I was just completely shocked. Like, what is this feeling? Holy shit! Like, that came out of nowhere. Yeah, it was friggin' weird.
See, I can't watch horror movies because I don't really get scared by them,
Yeah.
but I will if anybody I am watching a movie with and I'm watching a horror movie with, if they were scared of that movie prior to watching it with me, they probably wouldn't be afterwards. Because I will sit there and pick it apart and make fun of it.
Oh, I do that too. That might be partially why I don't get as scared anymore too.
Like Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's great. You're gonna have sex with him. That's wonderful.
You're
you
dead.
Know Jason can smell that shit, right? Oh, look at you. You're smoking weed. That's the other
Dead.
thing he hates. Good job. Good job.
I do that too. I do. And that might be part of it, that
Yeah,
it doesn't scare me
coping
so
mechanism.
much, is I laugh through a lot of it.
I never understood Chucky. I never understood what was so terrifying about Chucky.
He was a little creepy when I was younger. A
Yeah.
little bit. But,
I found him laughable at best. He's that freaking
I
tall.
know. You
Punt
can't
him.
fling him. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people watch those movies for the campiness and the puns.
Could be.
Because there was a lot of puns in those movies.
That's why I
like
like
it was
them.
really, it was a really shitty concept, but they made it
Yeah.
somewhat
Entertaining.
justifiable and entertaining.
Yeah. I'm super stoked. Okay. One of the scariest movies I remember as a kid.
Mm.
All 4 of them are out on Hulu right now. I'm almost sure it's Hulu. So correct me, Philip, if I'm wrong. Critters.
Oh
1
yeah.
through 4 are on Hulu
Yeah.
right now. I sat down and watched them.
Now I'm not gonna lie, that shit scared me as a
It
kid.
did. I don't know why.
Because there were little
Yes.
balls of fur with teeth that could kill you.
It was scarier than Gremlins to me.
Yeah.
It was way scarier.
They're under the bed.
Yeah.
They're in the
everywhere.
dark corner. They're in your closet.
Yeah.
There could be a
Oh.
critter in there.
And like Gremlins couldn't hide as well, I think too.
He's going outside to take care of the dogs.
Yeah,
not,
they're little
not in a bad
bastards.
way.
Just take care of him.
just
He's
gotta-
gonna go shoot
yeah,
him.
yeah.
He's gonna go
I
take
was thinking
care
he's
of
gonna
him.
go like get him off or something.
Good God.
Our
Tommy.
brains
When
went
he
way
said
different
not in that way,
directions.
that's where I went.
No, I went straight to like Old Yeller.
That's where I was
My bad.
trying to say he wasn't
Play with
going.
Tetris.
Yeah, shut up
Just-
over
just
there,
keep-
you perv.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was super stoked when I saw that Critters was on Hulu. I sat down and watched them all. I love those movies. 4 was tricky. 4 was in space.
Oh yeah.
And I had a hard time paying attention to it. Like, that's really what it was. It could not keep my attention. But the other first 3, I watched dead on. Philip says yes, Hulu.
Okay.
So, we have confirmation. Poltergeist is one that scared me as a kid that I love now for its campiness, Kendall said.
Wow.
I love the Poltergeist movies too, for sure.
See, it's. I don't know. Would you consider Alien or Aliens a horror movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're on the edge of horror sci-fi. They can
Horror,
go either
sci-fi,
way.
suspense.
Yeah.
See, Aliens scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Like, I had a really hard time taking a shower and going to the restroom.
Aww.
But you think about it. If that is like the most, and for those of you who want to give me shit about it, think about this, okay? You go to the restroom, that is like the most vulnerable place
Yes,
you can be
we
as a
learned that in
human being.
Zombieland.
Right. It's the most vulnerable place you can be as a human being. Like, even if you were out in the middle of nowhere, say we didn't have houses.
Yeah.
We didn't have toilets, and you had to shit in a hole somewhere. Yeah, that's risky. Because anything could come up and kill you and start
You might
eating
not
you.
notice.
Exactly.
You might not be able to defend
Snakes,
yourself. Yeah, bite your ass.
So,
Balls.
if I'm sitting there and I'm like 11 years old and I'm thinking to myself, good God, I don't want to take a shower because an alien might come in here and kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it. The first movie didn't get me that way because it was one. It was the fact that, these Marines in the second movie went into this huge hive.
Isolated incident.
And it's like, holy crap, there's
Yeah.
shit tons of them.
As much as I'm not scared by the movies as much anymore, I still to this day have issues if I'm in the bathroom and I'm washing my face and I can't see and I can't hear that well because the water's running.
Yeah.
That like halfway through washing my face, I'll wipe my eyes and look around. like what the hell do I think's really gonna happen? There's gonna be a murderer behind me. I've seen this movie.
And that was the thing. The other thing is this past Comic Palooza when I went, Anna and I went to go get Lance. Well, she went to go get Lance Henriksen's autograph.
Yeah.
And I went to go get an autograph from another celebrity. I came back over and she was just about to go see him. And when we got up there to get his autograph, he asked us about it. He's like, "So what? When was the first time you watched Aliens?" And I was like, I was probably like 8 years old. And she said, "It's like, so what did you like about it?" It's like it absolutely scared the shit out of me. It's like, you see, that's exactly why we all like it, because it scared the shit out of you.
I think sometimes we're all looking for that.
Yeah.
Because as unsafe as life is, in a way, it is very safe.
Oh yeah.
So, we're looking for that thrill.
Yeah.
That's why we ride crazy rides. We watch scary movies.
Skydiving.
Bungee
jumping.
Exactly.
Genetically ingrained.
Yeah.
To feel that emotional state.
Exactly.
Of horror or suspense or just shock.
Exactly.
And it really gets the adrenaline pumping, and you're either fight or flight. You either run for it or
and you
stand
feel
your ground.
alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the most alive you feel is when you fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how about that?
Okay, for me, I like tapping into the unknown, not the paranormal, but the unknown. Things that are like
space.
Yeah.
The ocean.
Or like, something like Apollo 18. I love this film because it's not tapping into what we may know. It's tapping into what we don't. But it's plausible. It's all there. This shit can happen. That's the crap I like. That and tapping into the darker portions of the human psyche.
I like that a lot too.
Yeah. Specifically Metropolis. Because that's tapping into the darkness of the human mind, and all for good reason.
Yeah.
Like, the intentions were good, but...
I like learning about human nature.
Yeah.
And about different types of people and the ones that, like, vary from the norm. And that's why I love my serial killer documentaries and shit, too. Like, yes, I say it like that. Shut up. Oh, look, every time I try to fix it, I feel stupid and I get angry. So I'm just going to say it the way I say it from here on out. So, but I like that because right? You learn about people's behaviors and shit.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that.
Well, I love the number 23.
Oh, that was really good.
One thing that I've always considered a horror movie that nobody ever agrees with me on is Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. Because
I guess I could see that.
Because you were talking about that at work yesterday.
Yes, I was.
I could kind of see that.
I'm not condoning the use of drugs at all, but drop some fry and go watch that movie. You're fucked up for life.
Yeah.
It will enlighten you in ways that you don't want to be enlightened.
Feel,
yeah.
like really intensely.
Well, you're dealing with a mind that is absolutely unhinged on the inside, but on the outside everything's normal and placid. But and to quote another movie, Duck on the Pond. Mm-hmm. On the surface, everything's smooth and calm as can be, but underneath, you know, those feet are churning a mile a minute.
Yeah.
And that's what you're dealing with. But you're dealing with that state of mind where he's just completely unhinged.
Yeah.
But you'd never know.
Yeah.
And the thought that, you know, you might deal with people like that in your everyday life multiple times a day, and you'll never fucking know.
And some you definitely do know.
Yes. I like how she looked at me on that one.
No, I was specifically, there was a guy I ran into, like a week or two ago, and after explaining to me how he wanted to kill himself, he also needed to explain to me that my look really did it for him.
Wow.
I remember that guy.
He's fucking unhinged.
Came into the shop. Huh? No.
Fucking unhinged. Okay, sometimes you can see it, and sometimes you can't.
Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, the possibility of us interacting with these individuals every day throughout our normal lives and never have the slightest clue, that's absolutely terrifying.
Anna and Kendall both agree that true crime things definitely creep them out more sometimes, and it's totally true because it's real shit that people really, really did. You know what I mean?
It's plausible.
It's more than plausible. Happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really like all of those movies too. Like even the ones that are loosely based on what actually happened. I like those too.
Ideas.
Shut up.
Well, you know, there are some terrifying individuals out there that have been caught, and their names are already well known. I don't have to go into that, but what people do know is like always a fraction.
Yeah, of what really was going on.
And you know,
and it's a fraction of the people that are actually doing it.
Yeah, you know, I took criminology and criminal psychology.
I honestly believe that they probably haven't even caught half of the people that are doing that shit.
Oh no,
not even half.
Yeah, and that's absolutely terrifying. Mm-hmm. So make a movie about that, and yeah, I'm watching. Here we go.
Yep, exactly. There's a lot of things that you're not exactly sure where to place, and a lot of movies that I would consider horror that, like your movie, a lot of people don't. Like we were talking about Alien, it can fit in a couple different genres.
Yeah.
It's horror, suspense,
sci-fi. Like a lot of the sci-fi ones too. Ride that line so hard where you're like, it can fall either way. Yeah.
I brought that one up, but yeah, that's creepy as hell. Sam Neill.
Have you seen Altered States? Old ass movie. I want to say it's 60s or 70s. About a guy. I own it, so you can watch it. It's really old. That one borderlines horror for me too.
And you know, I've had a lot of people tell me, "Oh, Metropolis isn't a horror film."
See, I think it depends on your perspective.
It does. It does. For those of you who don't know what Metropolis is, it's a silent film. It's very old, public domain, so you can watch it on YouTube for free.
Yep.
But it's a great movie, absolutely a classic. Part of me wants it to be remade, but part of me hopes it will never be remade because I don't want you fucking with it.
Yeah.
I have a movie that I feel like that about.
Oh yeah? Is it a horror movie?
No, actually.
Oh, then we're not going to talk about it tonight.
How about we talk about that next week?
Sounds good. Movies that deserve to be remade.
Yeah.
And movies we hope never are.
Exactly.
Movies we wish never were.
Yes, that too.
The ones that we hope are never remade.
Most definitely.
I think nowadays the general consensus with everybody is kind of mixed. There's not a lot that sways one way or the other. It's kind of both sides. You know, a lot of people either hate it, or a lot of people either love it. With any movie nowadays.
Yeah, you don't have a whole lot of people saying, "Oh, it was okay." A lot of movies coming out nowadays are either hate or love.
Would you like one, Anna?
Yeah, want some, Anna?
You would.
Yes, especially with comic book films. You either have an extreme love response or an extreme hate response. You never have an individual stating something in the middle, but altogether it averages out to in the middle.
So intently
Anna says, "Holy shit, that wasp nest I have in a jar is becoming a horror movie. A wasp hatched in the jar."
Yeah, she knocked down a huge wasp nest that was being constructed on her balcony.
Hi, Keith.
What's up, Keith? What's up, baby?
About fucking time.
I'm glad you jarred them wasps.
Yeah, oh my
Jarred
god.
'em. Jarred 'em.
Yeah. Oh, what about bug movies?
Bug movies? I don't have a problem with bug movies.
No.
Arachnophobia. That's a great film. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Not
Have you seen
close.
Eight-Legged Freaks?
I had a
Movie that should never be remade.
I had a friend and his nephew was probably about 3 or 4 years old when that movie came out, and his nephew loved watching that movie. He loved it.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah, no.
Like, honestly, I kind of liked it.
He told me his nephew had woke up from a nap one time and came and talked to him and said, Uncle Sam, I had a dream about giant spiders, and I loved it. Like he was just
That's
all like,
so
oh my,
cute.
it was a dream, not a nightmare to him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, this is awesome.
Oh, that's adorable. When Lily was little, she would wake up in the middle of the night, scratching and freaking the fuck out. She would swear there were bugs on her.
Wow.
Swear. Man, I never watched those movies around her really when she was that small. Like, yeah, other horror movies, but not those. And so, like, I have no idea where this came from. And no matter what you did, turn on the light, showed her, she didn't believe you. Like, she was still kind of asleep. I'm just like, what the hell? But yeah, bug movies don't scare me, but I enjoy an occasional bug movie.
Yeah.
What about movies that are like? Well, we've already mentioned Metropolis, which is kind of a timeless, horror film. It's the horrors of inner humanity. But what are some other films? I can think of one, but what do you?
Well, you tell me what one you're thinking of. And
In the Mouth of Madness. I think that was timeless.
that's on Netflix or Hulu right now.
Yeah, because I'll be honest with you, I hadn't seen that movie until probably about 4, maybe 5 years ago, and it was made in the 80s. Sam Neill yet again, and you got some really awesome cast members, but it was very Lovecraftian. It was based on H.P. Lovecraft, Cthulhu, that kind of stuff. Just insanely crazy movie, and most of the effects are practical, but it still seems relevant. Like it still kind of gives you that not. I guess to most people it would be scary. To me, it wasn't necessarily scary. It was just kind of seeing the madness unfold, and kind of making my mind go off into different directions. But yeah, really crazy movie.
I've never seen
But timeless.
By the way, your beard looks majestic, Keith says.
Oh, thank you, Keith.
Just thought I'd throw that out there.
I'll let you touch it next time.
Let's see here. Yeah, Anna agrees in Mouth of Madness was great.
Yeah,
Never seen that one.
I haven't either, but it's
You
on
guys
the
need to watch
platforms
that.
right now, so we're going to have to watch it
you
this
guys
week.
gotta watch that.
Um,
The guy who played Vigo from Ghostbusters 2 is in it.
really?
Yeah, he's in
I
a
like
small role in it.
He is Vigo.
And that's it.
No,
he's gone.
no pictures, please. Vigo does not like pictures.
Yes. Have you guys seen... Oh my god, I'm going to totally space on this.
You totally already spaced.
I did. I had it like twice before this.
Who was in it?
I don't know. It's an older movie though. I was thinking of an old
What was it
fucking
about?
movie. I have no idea.
Motherfucking
Oh, man.
Chernobyl Diaries. I actually like that one.
I didn't watch
So you
that
like
one
the
either.
found footage stuff.
Oh, Dagon.
It is for me. It
Dagon?
wasn't.
Yeah.
It was also Cthulhu
Lovecraft.
based.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a
Okay.
Lovecraft movie.
Yeah,
It was really weird, really good.
I'm gonna check that
Yeah.
out.
For me, it's not necessarily the found footage. It's once again, it's the Chernobyl's not an area well known to the modern public.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
You can't just
watching
walk
the
in
docs
there.
about those too.
Yeah.
Have you seen the documentaries about those?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But it's once again that you're dealing with an area that everybody knows about, but you don't know.
Yeah.
So,
You only know little bits.
and and of course it seems, and I'm not a big conspiracy guy. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
I don't like the mess of it. But
It can be messy.
yes. Chernobyl is the perfect place for such a conspiracy because you have a natural barrier. You don't have to have guards. You don't have to have walls. You don't have to have fences. You have insane amounts of radiation.
Yeah.
That's plenty to keep everybody away. You can do whatever you want to there as long as you're prepared for the radiation, and nobody's going to jack with you about it because they don't want to go. Plain and simple. So Chernobyl Diaries really takes off in that direction, and I thought it was brilliant.
Anna brought up one that I forgot about.
What's that?
But I thought I was the only one that had ever seen it, so I never bring it up. From Beyond.
Never seen it.
It was really good. It was fucking weird.
See, Anna likes horror movies too.
She watches the weird ones too, so I get it. I get it, Anna. On the same page. What about new horror versus old horror?
I think with new horror they try a little too hard.
Sometimes.
One of the things that always, like, horror never really scared the shit out of me. Like, horror movies never really did. Like, Aliens was like one of the few times where I'd watched a movie and I was just scared out of my gourd. But it was always that chilling feeling. There was one that I watched and I can't remember the damn name of it, but it was about this family who was dealing with, aliens coming and abducting them, and they go through all this crap, and they set up these cameras in the house, and something happens one night, and the husband, gets all of the cameras, and he's going through the feeds, and he sees something in his child's room.
Oh, I think I have seen that. I don't know what it's called though.
And it's that it's called the uncanny valley. If you see something that looks off, and it was in that scene where the guy's watching the video footage and he sees the figure in his son's room, and you get a good look of it. Or actually, I think he had encountered it, and you got a good look of it, kind of a good look of it, but it was barely there. It was it was like
faint.
You get the outline, you get some of the features, but it's still darkened, and it just sent chills down my spine because it was the unknown, the uncanny valley.
Kind of like
it looks
Rosemary's
natural.
Baby, where you never see the baby.
Right, it looks natural.
Yeah.
But it's not. Like your mind's like trying to put it together, but it's not working. Yeah. Like, no, this is wrong. And it's like, holy shit, this is wrong. But I like it. I like it when I get that tingle down my spine. That's when I know I've found a movie that kind of fucks with me.
Yeah.
Now, see, for me, for a horror movie to get me, you can't just do the jump scares.
No.
You can't show me something gross. You can't show me somebody getting hurt.
No.
You gotta fuck with my head.
Yes. Exactly.
You fuck with my head, you got me.
You gotta give me the creeps.
Yeah. Not even the creeps. You make me fucking paranoid.
Well, that's what the creeps are to me. I'm always paranoid. Like, it's just a different level.
Like, I watched the original Psycho when I was like, I don't know,
that one never
6.
bothered me.
But, like, in my mind, it's an easy solution. Lock the bathroom door.
Yes.
Why would you feel comfortable in that hotel?
Well,
Why would you feel comfortable enough to, like...
in my defense, or in her defense, I have totally showered with the door open in a hotel before. Yeah, in her defense. Whatever.
Well, you can ask my wife. I can be home by myself and go to the bathroom. I still close the door and lock it every single time.
I don't. Not if I'm alone.
I don't understand it.
But I also have a double deadbolt on my front door. So, I'm not concerned. That's enough. I think I'd hear them breaking in, unless they're hiding somewhere.
I think for the most part, on a lot of the horror stuff, I look at it in a very practical sense. Just, that's an easy solution. You just do that.
Yeah.
And then now you don't. It can never be a problem for you.
Bitch.
Yes.
All right, now this is gonna seem really stupid, but I kind of want to see this. I want to see a killer in a movie be running with a knife, fall, and stab himself.
Didn't they do that in Scream? That dude got fucked up in those movies. He was always getting
I've only seen the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
I have all
He
of
had
them.
never seen the first one before a couple days ago.
Oh my god, I have them all. Except for the brand new one.
But it was on Netflix, so I showed it to you.
Yeah. Oh my god. The rest of them, he gets his ass beat every single movie. They're always like slamming him with shit. He's always falling down and hurting. Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about
Ghostface or whatever the hell from Scream.
Oh yeah.
always getting beat up.
Well, I think what was it? Was it 2 or 3 where they actually had Jay and Silent Bob?
Oh shit! I don't
One
know.
of the two, because it was the one where they were filming the movie about everything that happened, and I think what was it? Courtney Cox was walking through the movie set.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Jay
don't
and
give
Silent.
too much away because he hasn't seen them.
Sorry, Jay and Silent
It's
Bob.
just a little clip.
It's
It's
just a
alright.
little clip. But Jay and Silent Bob, well, they were standing in line as extras for another movie, and they see her walk by, and Jay goes, "Hey, check it out! It's that Connie Chung chick." And she like turns around, I think it flips him off or something. It was pretty funny, but it was also the funny
Kendall
part.
says it's the second one.
It was the second one, but that was being filmed the same time Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back was being filmed. So they had like an homage to Scream on there by having Wes Craven and Ghostface and all that stuff on
and a
Jay
monkey.
and Silent Bob. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, just had to throw that in.
I think new and old have their own qualities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't really totally judge them against each other because of the technology at the time and stuff like that. And nowadays, we've seen everything.
Well, Patty, you and I have a deep love for the older
Hell
silent
yeah.
films and the old, like the ultra old. So, I guess you have the old and then the intermediate,
Middle.
and then we have the new. You know, I know you're a fan of some of the silent films.
Yeah. I like some of the older stuff. It's pretty good. One of the things, well, I was going to bring this up. One of the I don't necessarily care for horror so much. I mean, I will watch horror movies, but what I do like is a movie that has kind of like underlying foreboding, darkness to it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a horror movie, like some of the old Jim Henson stuff, like Dark Crystal,
Yes.
or Labyrinth. An animated movie, The Last Unicorn.
Oh, yeah, I
and
have
The
that
Secret
one.
of Nim. These movies, even though they weren't horror films, they still had that
The
dark
fantasy
element.
horror type
Yeah,
deal, yeah,
it was
almost.
this fantasy horror, this dark element behind it. That even in a scene where there's calm and stillness, you still feel like something is off, something is bad, and I that's what I look
Yeah.
for.
Like the Never-Ending Stories were like that too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going. Isn't that just a fucking terrible film for a child to watch?
Yes.
That's horrible.
And all
I
three
remember
of us,
bawling.
everybody in this room probably has watched that movie a million times.
Oh yeah, I have it on DVD.
Me too.
I've shown it to my kids, and I
We've
don't
all
know
grown
why.
up. We've all grown up watching.
Yep.
But like,
I
I grew
scarred
up,
them like we were scarred.
Well,
I grew up on a horse farm, so when his horse
Oh, yeah.
got killed in the swamp, oh my god, I lost my shit.
Oh.
That scene still makes me cry every time.
But it's that movie in itself is much like the kid that's reading
Oh
the
my
book.
God.
It's we're just like that kid reading the
Yeah.
book. You can't not watch it.
Yeah.
You can't look away. He even though he's reading the book and all this fucked up shit's happening, he still continues to read it.
And he didn't say the name in time, and like that whole world ended.
Yeah.
So it's just him and the chick
Yeah,
just sitting there like, dude, you fucked up.
Yeah. Keith says he still likes to watch Nosferatu with typo-negative music in place for music on the film.
Well, didn't we talk to somebody last?
Yes, they actually just did a remix of Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Using Doug Jones as
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was very adamant about telling us about it.
That's
and
cool.
And they had already done it a few years back on the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. And they use all the old back shots and everything. They just place live actors over the back screen, and it's a talkie. So it's the silent film. Everything is exactly as it was, just new actors, and it's a talkie now. Which I haven't seen them yet.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to watch them, but I don't know how I'm going to feel about it.
Yeah,
Because that
different.
silent film, like, it really puts
Yeah.
a twist on things. And but yeah, I need to watch Nosferatu with with
try it
typo negative. You got to pick the right album, though.
Yeah.
I don't think you can just throw any typo album
I'm
over
sure
there.
there's like a certain one, like the Wizard of Oz with the Dark Side of the Moon kind of thing.
which actually syncs up twice.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yes, you can loop the album and it will continue to sync.
That's weird.
The third MGM line roar.
See, all of
Yep.
my friends were way too high
And
to
the
sync it up
third
right.
line
So it was
roar
never
in the,
right
in
for
the
us.
forest. Those are the
Oh.
two sync points.
That's cool.
It works. I've
Yeah,
seen it.
I've watched it.
That was not high.
My friends were all too high for that shit. They tried, but it didn't work very well.
Oh shit! I fucked it up.
Yeah.
Back it up.
exactly.
Rewind.
And back then, the internet wasn't as big,
See, I had
so
smart
it wasn't like we
friends.
could Google it and
Right.
ask, "Hey, where do I sync this shit up?"
See, what was cool is I had a friend who actually had a Laserdisc player, and he had Wizard of Oz on the Laserdisc.
Nice.
And DVD was right. I mean, it was
Yeah.
just starting at that point, so it was cool to have the Laserdisc. You didn't have to rewind anything necessarily. You just
Yeah.
back it up, and
Pause.
Yeah,
and it actually
pause
starts
or-
right
yeah,
away and
right,
doesn't take a
right.
minute to click through.
Yeah.
right. So
Like-
that was cool. That was cool. But yeah, if you haven't tried that, try it. It's cool.
That's awesome. Lost Skeleton of Cadavra. Cadavra?
Cadabra.
I think it's
I was gonna say,
Cadavra.
nowadays you can probably
Cadavra?
find it already
It's a
synced.
really bad old movie,
You can.
horror, about a skeleton, and you can see the strings moving the skeleton through the movie. Oh, so amazing. Like, seriously, that's the thing. You also can't compare the cheesy ones to the serious ones.
Yeah.
Just Patty, you might want to clue people in about your likes in horror movies.
I love really bad ones that are super cheesy, like B-rated, and I like the good ones, so...
She's a fan of the schlock.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Horror movie
Oh,
schlock.
I let Derek borrow one of my really bad B-horror movies when I first started working there 2 years ago. And I think he had my movie for about a year.
Before
And he
you-
watched about a quarter of it, I think, during that year, and couldn't make it through it. That
I
tells you
believe
how
that.
bad it is. But it's one of my favorite movies ever. It was Blood Feast 2.
Oh wow,
Oh god, it's bad.
I'm blowing up over here.
Close that. I don't care. Ah, shit.
I think either you are or I am.
Nah, it was me.
Okay.
My stupid thing. But yes, I love the cheesy ass horror movies. I absolutely love it. I love them just as much as the serious ones, but for different reasons. You know, the cheese, there's something about it being that goofy. I don't know.
Well, I would say like Reanimator was kind of cheesy. Reanimator 2 was like super cheesy. Reanimator 3 was awesome. Like, you know, because he's in a prison, he's
Yeah.
over experimenting with stuff, and you got the one guy who's been like freebasing the serum,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and he's all like necrotic, and he's almost like nothing but a walking skeleton. Like slams himself up against the bars in front of Herbert West
Yeah.
and tells him, "Come on, man, you got to give me more of that shit." And he's like, "You've had enough."
Y'all seen Peter Jackson's first movie?
Which one was it?
Horror movie? I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was a B horror movie. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. There you go.
That's the one with the
Typo
typo
negative.
negative.
Oh, wow.
That's what Keith has.
Very nice.
Keith, you gotta let me borrow that.
Right?
Make sure you get it back. Hard copies are hard to find sometimes.
Oh,
Yes.
Some of them are.
Yeah.
I know where there's a copy of Nosferatu on DVD. It is not cheap by
Dead
far.
Alive.
What?
Dead Alive.
Dead Alive? Oh, okay.
That's
That
Peter
was his
Jackson.
first.
That was one of his first movies.
I think
Well,
I've seen that
to
one.
kind of get away
That
from the
sounds
horror
familiar.
thing, did any of y'all ever watch Hot Fuzz?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember?
That-
I remember the cover
Yes,
for that. I never
I've
watched
seen
it.
that one. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I know
Oh, I
everybody's seen
remember
that
that
cover
Yes.
everywhere.
I worked at a
That was
video
his
store,
first-
man. He's worked at a video store.
Yeah.
We've probably both seen that cover.
A lot.
Now, if you watched Hot Fuzz, we're talking about Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
If you watch Hot Fuzz, and the initial, like the start of the movie, you got Simon Pegg kind of being introduced and,
Yeah.
and kind of telling his story about being in the police,
Yeah.
in London. And there's a scene where he's getting stabbed in the hand by a Santa Claus. And that Santa Claus is actually Peter Jackson.
That's awesome.
It's just because it was a notable scene because he's like, you don't see Simon Pegg, you just see the Santa Claus, and he's putting the knife through Simon Pegg's hand, and he's looking at the other side like, ooh,
Oh my god.
wow, that's neat. You know?
Oh my god. Those movies are weirdly a mix of horror, comedy, but serious too. Like serious horror and comedy.
The Simon
Yeah.
Pegg, Nick
Yeah.
Frost stuff. It's
it's the weirdest
It's
mix.
the blood and ice cream trilogy is what they call it.
Yeah, those movies were definitely kind of in the horror genre, but also comedy. But like it was a weird amount. Usually they're hokier if it's comedy horror.
Right.
But his movies weren't as hokey, but they were still hilarious.
Yeah. They were awesome movies.
Oh yeah. It was Hot Fuzz,
Shaun of the Dead.
and then that End of the World or whatever.
The World's End.
Yeah, there you go. That one.
And I think out of those 3 movies, you actually had two former James Bonds.
That's right.
Because in Hot Fuzz you had Timothy Dalton,
That's right.
and in The World's End you had Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Oh my god, I've seen some.
And they both
movies.
played
Dalton
villains.
wasn't bad. Dalton wasn't bad.
Oh, Dalton was great in Hot Fuzz.
Oh, I was talking about him as Bond.
As Bond, no, he wasn't bad.
He wasn't bad. He was actually reluctant to take the role due to the amount of comedy that had been put on it during Roger Moore's tenure.
Yeah. There
Oh.
was a lot of one-liners and
Campiness.
ooh,
Unending amounts of campiness.
just like, you know, if somebody dies, he's
Patty would love him.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
you know, is this the start of another Bondathon?
Oh man, I
He's
don't.
got them all.
I do. I don't have Spectre.
You don't have Spectre?
I don't have Spectre
No,
yet.
you do. I haven't given it back to you.
Oh, I do have it.
Yeah.
I didn't know I
You
had it.
own it. I borrowed it and never gave it back to you.
I didn't know we had it either.
I need to give that back to you.
I remember when we bought all of them. Though. We did that on our honeymoon. We
Yeah.
watched like almost all. Of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my god.
Your honeymoon is just about as awesome a story as just you guys actually meeting for the first time. What did you do on your honeymoon? We watched James Bond. Marathon
my
the shit out of
We
it.
got drunk.
We got drunk a lot.
We went shopping.
Yeah.
Of course.
It was a good fun honeymoon then.
Of
And
course.
we watched James Bond.
We watched James Bond.
Sometimes we did multiple at the same time.
Multitasking.
Might have missed a few scenes of Bond.
Oh man. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a movie that. Okay, Philip's a champ with watching movies with me because I watch some really bad ones, obviously. But there was one he actually couldn't make it through. Like, he sat through it, but he was very lost very quickly. It was just like, fuck this movie. May.
I love May.
Me
Oh,
too!
it's such a great movie.
Nobody has ever seen it, it seems.
I have never seen it.
Yeah, it's
Never
not
even
like
heard of
horror.
it.
Yeah, but he could not. I
I
own
remember
it.
that one.
Again, well, you can borrow it.
What about Spider Babe? Did you watch Spider Babe?
No.
Oh, it was terrible.
How about Sybil?
It was like one of the worst movies ever
I don't
made.
think I've watched it. I know about it, but I don't think I've watched it.
I've never seen Sybil.
Oh, it's
I know
based
it was
off the
I know
book,
it was
right?
an MPD.
it's based off the book that was actually based off a real
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
Well, the book is actually pretty much a biography about a real person. I had to read the book, and we had to watch the movie because for psychologists, well, that's just a fucking funhouse,
Yeah.
I guess.
I read about it in psychology, but I never watched it.
That bitch is scary as shit. You never know who you're talking to.
It's kind of like one of those things, you know? Real life.
Like you don't know her age, you don't know her gender.
Yeah. I saw a doc about that too. I pretty much only watch horror or documentaries. That's it. Shut up.
It's hard not to giggle sometimes.
That's why I call them docs sometimes.
That's not better.
Yeah, now,
So I was
how
watching
do you
this
spell
doc.
that? Do you spell
I
that
spell
with
it the way it's spelled.
DOCS or DOX?
No, DOCS.
Good.
Because it's short for
Made
documentary.
it on Spreaker.
Uh-oh.
Oh no,
Oh no!
we're running out of time for people to listen to us.
On Spreaker.
I'm sure
Come over to
they're really
YouTube
upset.
for a minute.
Yeah, come over to YouTube. Check it out.
See what we look like. I do my makeup for you guys, and you're missing it.
I brushed my beard.
Yes, he brushed his beard. I have purple eyebrows.
I put on a good hat.
You put on a good hat.
always puts on a
Good
good
job.
You don't have to look at me.
Well, this used to be a good hat. It's starting to wear out a little bit.
Yeah,
Poor
Babe,
thing.
that's like not your good hat. You
it
need
was
a
his
different
good hat.
It used to be a good hat.
For the Spreaker people.
It's got warranty. Don't worry, folks. It's got warranty.
Don't worry.
I think the
You're not
warranty's
missing the
almost
hat.
up.
Yeah.
How long ago were we in Vegas? 2 years. It's still under warranty.
Oh, how long is it?
3.
3? You better hurry up.
Yeah.
Go back to Vegas.
No, I just got to go to a Bailey's of Hollywood
Ah.
or Gorin dealer.
Is there anywhere near
I'm
here?
sure people are really concerned about
I know, totally.
Maybe in the Galleria?
I don't know of any hatteries in the Houston area.
See, like, even when they're in the spaceship and they're safe, I still feel like that uptight, chest tense feeling. Because at any moment, the side could rip off and they could die. Like, I don't know.
I mean, that's
like, that's the
Yeah,
only place I can go.
truly the lack of oxygen or
Yeah.
the actual environment
Yeah.
is what scares you.
I will
Yeah.
say that's a scary way to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a terrifying way to go.
Because, like, as soon as that, like, outside is done, you're fucking done. You know what I mean?
There's
like,
no fighting back on this one.
No, there's no fighting back. There's no
I
villain.
think what
There's no.
scares
It's
me
like
about the space deaths is whenever they're still in the suit and they're floating and there's nothing they can do.
see,
Like, now you're not even. You didn't even just like
You're
lose
just
your
gonna
oxygen
suffer.
and die.
Now you're gonna die slowly.
Yeah.
So do you take off
or
your
you take
head
off, or
and
you
just
kill yourself.
own
Those are
it?
your choices.
Just
Go
Yeah.
full blown Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins from
Yeah.
What
That-
was
that
that?
part
What was
Mission
that?
to Mars.
Mission to Mars.
Mission to
That's right.
Mars.
It's like no.
Yeah.
Dead.
Love you,
That's-
baby.
that's
Can't let you do
really
it.
That's horrible.
And
That
you
was so
see him
bad.
immobilized, like the camera doesn't move.
That's
It stays on his face.
That scene makes me sick.
What the hell, Jose? It says, "Damn, I'm late. I have dishonored my cow." I'm sorry.
Maybe he meant show.
Who's on there?
Jose.
Yeah, I have dishonored my cow. I think I'm gonna use that from now on.
Damn, I'm late. I have dishonored my cow.
Like
Who said
anytime
that?
I fuck up,
Jose.
Jose.
anytime I fuck up, I'm gonna say I have dishonored my cow.
I'm gonna start telling people they've dishonored my cow. That'll fuck with
You
them.
have dishonored my cow. What? You have a cow?
Your
That
daughter.
would really
She come
freak
to my
people
house
out.
and
Oh.
she kicked my dog.
It's a Mulan joke.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen Mulan all the way
I
through.
saw it once, but it's been a while.
I don't think I have.
I don't remember.
Sorry, we're talking about scary movies, not Disney movies. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
Disney movies can be kind of scary.
Here you go, Patty.
What?
Moonrock got stuck in his suit and it's now embedded into his side.
Yep.
Ew.
And he's
Oh,
gonna
this
have
is
to
when
extract
stuff
it.
goes awry.
Yeah, this is where,
It all goes downhill from here.
in case you're just starting to watch, we were watching Apollo 18,
You're watching us watch a movie.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
and I picked this movie because it's in space, and that gives Patty anxiety.
It does. It does. No,
And
no lie.
Jonathan thinks it's funny.
Fuck yeah, it's hilarious.
Just like he thinks my Hitler stash is hilarious.
Yes.
Apparently, Kendall used air water in the
Ooh.
conversation the other
Oh,
day.
Kendall's
Ooh.
the shit. I knew I liked her.
Oh, here you go.
Apparently, the line goes: "Dishonor on you, dishonor on your family, dishonor on your cow." That is legit.
That makes sense now.
Oh my
Yeah, you
god.
did do that. That's accurate.
Is that a rock?
Yeah,
I'm
that's what they
itchy.
dug out of his side.
It's supposed to be a rock.
I'm itchy.
That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking that's probably not actually a rock.
You don't want me to spoil this for you. Yeah, it's alive.
Yeah, it
the rock
screams.
screamed.
We need a gif of what just happened.
I know. What happens to my face? Oh god. We will never run out of shit that happens to my face. Like, seriously.
Statement.
I love how she's not specific about it. She's just very.
You're a meme factory.
I
on yourself.
am. I am. I'm a mean factory.
Tanya,
and
get
people
to
are
work.
not utilizing this. The faces I
Tanya
make.
was in like a meme craze at one
Yeah, I did. I
point.
gotta
Yeah.
do it.
And
Meme me, bitch.
I did.
meme me. You have been memed.
Yes, I have.
Several
the
times,
Silent Hill one. I'm good at it. What the hell? Gotta have
Just
talent,
at random.
right? Right. Usually at you. I make a lot of faces. Oh my god.
Now, see, here's the thing that I'm really gonna start doing when we hang out, Patty, is because these are the faces when we're on the air.
Yeah.
You know, people are watching you. I'm really curious as to the faces you make when we're not.
They're really probably not that much different because I've realized I have almost no control over it.
Just reflex.
It is. It's reflex completely. And that's why when I'm talking to somebody that's really dumb or really annoying or anything, I have to be really controlled and like, don't make a face. Like, the fuck?
Jimmy's seen me on the phone with a customer.
Yeah.
And I no longer am on the front counter, so my gestures are full flowing and free.
Yeah. Yeah. I do that shit
He
too.
used to do that. He used to do that at the front counter anyway.
Yeah.
Like in front of another customer, there'd be a customer standing there waiting at his desk, and he's like, he'd look at the customer and be like,
I'm the same.
no.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Anna, actually, he mentioned it earlier about that copy of Apollo you had that was
Yeah.
better than the original.
I
He
told
mentioned
her,
that earlier.
I told her about the cam version you had.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it did make it. It made it a little bit more real.
Yeah.
You know.
That's freaking awesome.
I do like that the tape isn't perfect. It
Yeah.
has runs and distortion, and it loses tracking.
Have you seen Cigarette Burns? That movie by Masters of Horror had that run of horror movies. I forgot who directed it, but each movie was directed by a different person and was a different story. And there was one called Cigarette Burns that talked about the little burn marks in film and stuff like that.
That's when you changed.
There was like an
over the
angel or
reels.
something caught in the film and shit like that. It was really nice. It was good.
I
So
gotta watch that
Cigarette
shit.
Burns. I think they might have it at one of our local shops, by the way.
Ah, I already
So.
know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'll have to get that.
Yeah.
Because that sounds right up my alley.
It was really super good. Just like Altered States, I'll have to bring over for you.
Well, Tanya and I watched the movie, and it's not a horror by any means, but it's one of those things that dips into the whole psychology of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But American Ultra.
Oh,
That
I saw
was
that.
good.
That was really
That
good.
was really good.
It's
I
not
was
necessarily
surprised.
horror, but it dips into
That
that.
Yeah.
runs into that dips into the realm of conspiracy.
Yeah.
What are you're talking about? You don't like conspiracy. What are your favorite movies? As conspiracy theory?
Right?
With Mel Gibson.
I fucking love that movie.
John Carpenter did it, Anna says.
Oh, nice.
See, she knows all
Yeah.
the movies I talk about.
She's a big horror movie
That's
fan.
awesome.
Yeah.
By
She
the way,
loves horror.
Pirates was Digital Playground and Adam and Eve.
Oh, my bad. We had to go there. Okay.
From way earlier?
On
Never
air.
mind.
Yeah.
Keep
Now
going.
we're on air.
Roll past it. So.
We're talking about who made what movies.
Okay.
I figured I'd throw it in.
No, but I do love conspiracy theory just because the audacity of it. That and no, I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but MK Ultra is not a conspiracy; it was a real deal, and the
Yeah.
U.S. government admits it. So that
I mean, people died
Yeah.
when they did those experiments.
yeah, but it's no longer a conspiracy.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll talk about MK Ultra.
Well, I mean, it is conspiracy. It's conspiracy fact. It's not conspiracy theory.
Ah,
True,
There-
true.
There you go.
It
That's
was
correct.
conspiracy.
It is a conspiracy.
There's a
Was.
difference.
What?
Well, it
Yeah.
still is.
Yeah.
It's
It's
been
just
uncovered, Jimmy.
yeah, exactly.
It's
It's,
been
it's disclosed
I'm
conspiracy.
about to be uncovered.
Aw, shit.
What the hell just happened?
This show
How
just
excited
went
did Keith
way
get?
different.
How excited did Keith get?
If he's still watching, you almost missed it.
Keith hasn't seen you
Nothing yet.
shirtless in a while. Has he?
Yeah.
No, it's been a couple years.
Really?
Well, they used to live together, so.
No, I know, but I'm saying it's been a couple years. I swear to God, when he was here, like a couple
Well, he
of times
probably
ago,
got,
you
like, the
lifted up your
gut.
shirt.
Oh yeah.
Probably got the gut, but he didn't
No, I
get
think
like
there
the
was
full
titty
on.
too.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he shows off his nipple rings a lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
yeah,
think
yeah,
you
yeah.
definitely did flash him, like within the past year. You showed him your titties, so you're good.
Oh no, at the barbecue we were
Good
sitting
night,
out on the
Anna.
back
I was gonna
porch.
say
Night,
that was
baby.
like 2 weeks ago, bro.
Yeah, we were sitting out on the back porch. I was talking to Harvey. I'm like, yeah, you remember these? These right here? He did them.
Ah, nice. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Aww. Yeah. Keith is silent. I don't know. He missed it, you loser.
Not my problem.
Probably got up to go do something.
No, you don't get up to go
There's
anywhere.
nothing better to do.
No, it's Sunday night.
No, nerdery's
We are
on.
entertaining.
All right, slap my hand. I apologize. I did not.
You
mean-
dishonor my cow!
Yes.
I wanted to
I
talk
did
about
not mean
this.
to imply that there
Okay.
was anything more important than this show right now. Okay?
His wheels
'Cause
don't
there
work.
isn't.
He's just grinding along at the table.
That's okay.
No. Do you know?
Because
Dude.
he's a dorb.
which is short for
Adorable? Exactly what I was saying. Adorable?
No, he's a Funko Dorb.
I still think that's short for adorable. There.
They're
You ride in
cute.
your shitty car.
I got that shirt.
Very nice.
I got some other shit over there.
It looks like Pikachu.
It's the pop vinyl.
It looks
Batman.
like Pikachu, or it looks like that fucking dragon
Phoebe.
from the Dragon movie, the How to Train Your Dragon.
Sure. I haven't
Toothless?
seen this.
Yes,
Yeah.
it looks like Toothless
I haven't
or
seen
an angry Pikachu.
Never seen How to Train Your Dragon?
What the
It's a
hell?
good movie. You should watch it with kids.
Yeah, it's cute. It's super cute.
Right after we watch it.
Oh, which one? The new one?
The original.
Okay.
I found that movie laughable.
Yeah. I think I saw it too old. I think that makes a huge difference on how you feel about a horror
think I was
movie
like
I
too.
remember it being terrifying, but I watched it young.
I think once you watch it older, it takes away a lot of it, and it might make you feel differently about it.
I think I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see. Oh.
And
But even as young as I
Curry
was,
as
I remember
Pennywise.
the
I mean, that
clown
was-
scaring me, but I remember when the spider broke out, I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Like, it lost its fear.
I have a favorite scene, a scene that I laughed the most at.
On it?
Yeah,
What's that?
the balloon.
The balloon.
I about died laughing. I don't know why.
I don't know that I laughed at any horror movies as a kid. I really don't think I did.
I used to watch Freddy with Harmony when she was an infant, and she
Aw.
would laugh and laugh. I don't know why, but she thought it was so
And
funny.
you wonder.
Every time he stabbed something, she giggled like crazy.
And you
Weird.
wonder.
All right, now check this out.
Anymore.
I used to sit her in my lap. I would sit on the floor and I'd sit her in my lap and I'd play video games.
Oh yeah.
I'd play Assassin's Creed and I'd do the little covert kill. She'd get mad. She would scream angrily. But if I did like straight run up and stab him in the throat, oh, she died laughing. That was the funniest thing on earth.
Oh my god.
I feel like
That's
you're gonna have to
my
explain
kid.
this to the FBI one day.
Yeah.
No, she's not gonna be that one on the news. Oh, well, she seems normal to me. No, that
No.
kid was
We're gonna be like,
screwed
dude,
up.
we knew when she was a baby, bruh.
Yeah.
Put
Something
that
was
speed
up.
dial a while back.
Yeah.
This was coming.
When my daughter was little and one of my exes played World of Warcraft a lot, she always called it Stickum.
Stick 'em.
Because you stab people. She called it Stickum. Are you gonna play Stickum? Yeah.
Now my oldest will sit there and watch me play Warframe for hours on end.
Nah. Keith did see. And my black ass seen them JD skins.
I knew it. He was doing something else. That's what it was. He had to go tend to something, man. He got a little excited.
He had to tuck away his chub.
Yep. See? There it is.
That's freaking funny. Our friends are the best.
So, favorite horror movies?
Favorite? American Mary for sure. Because it was, even though it's newer, it was really surprising. You know what I mean? It takes a lot to surprise me.
Yeah.
I didn't find it scary because it was kind of a revenge horror, but it definitely caught me off guard. Pretty much anything James Wan's done for the horror movies, I just love him. I love how he works. I love his style. I love it. Classics, Critters. I loved Critters. I love the Jason movies. Well, not as much as Freddy and stuff though, because Jason was silent. But I liked some of the Jason ones because they were funny.
It was funny how he killed people
Yes,
sometimes.
exactly. That's what I found appealing in that. Not the scary, not the... It was like, I think in one of them he shoved... The girl was in a sleeping bag and he wings it into a tree. That was fucking great.
Oh, no.
I love that.
Okay, I know you probably hate it, but Jason X. No, you might like that one.
The space one?
Yeah. No? 'Cause
No.
it's
No,
space.
wait. The auger bit?
No, the bit at the end when they were in like the hologram world and they had, put up some fake camp counselor girls.
Oh, wow.
and they're like, hey, we're gonna go smoke weed and make out, blah 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 blah. And the next thing you see is like Jason's got them both in sleeping bags and he's bashing them together. You know, and then what was it? It was like this this high school trip in the future. They're going down to like decimated Earth for like a high school trip, and they bring Jason Voorhees back in a block of ice, and they're like, you know, they're like, hey, we want to study him, let's thaw him out.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
And they thaw him out, and you know, one of the guys that he's finally around the ship murdering people, and one of the guys is like, don't worry, it's okay, he just wanted his machete.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
I was like, why? Oh God! I mean, he's gonna use anything, but you gotta give him his weapon of choice.
Yes.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Yeah, turds.
I like villains that are funny and smart. Like Pinhead, one of my all-time favorite ones.
No.
Because it made you think, and you kind of like, you didn't feel for him, but you did.
See, I didn't really understand. Like, I didn't really understand the Cenobites, and I can't remember if it was you that was talking to me about it, or if it was my girlfriend that was talking to me about it. But I didn't really understand them until somebody explained it. You know, they are corporeal beings in a sense, because their spirit takes over a body, and they mutilate it so that it in a certain way, so their spirit can inhabit the body.
Yeah.
And that's why they look all fucked up. But yeah, that's some crazy shit.
Oh, I know something we need to mention. This happened a few weeks ago now, I think. The man who created the
cube?
Yeah, he died. I was like,
Oh wow.
so what the hell? The Lament configuration.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Lament.
The box. And you can go on Amazon and says you can get a free one.
Who?
It's a game.
Oh.
I looked at it. I was looking up, you know, the Hellraiser box, Lament configuration, on Amazon. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, you know, had all the information. And it was like, free! I'm like, that's a trap. I've seen this movie. I've seen this one.
We're
I don't
really
think
giving
ends
this
well.
one away because we don't want to deal with it.
Yes. I was like, this is how a horror movie starts. I clicked on it just to see what it was, and it was a game. But still.
Did they make one that was like a Rubik's Cube, kind of?
I think they do have them like that, too.
So that would be really complicated if they did it right.
Yeah, to make it actually come apart.
Well, if they did it right, it would be very fucked up.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
But those are probably some of my favorites.
How do you win? When Pinhead shows up.
Yeah, that's how
win.
you know.
Yeah.
Duh.
There's no real like actual configuration you gotta reach. You just
I
gotta
don't know
reach
if that's
a fucked
winning.
up one. Opens that, you know, dimensional portal that brings him in and the Cenobites, and then they come to collect your soul. It'd be great.
Jimmy, favorite horror movie?
My favorite, I'm actually gonna have to go with The Shining, and I've got a really good explanation.
That one was pretty
on this
good.
one. I know it's a cult fave. Everybody loves it, but my love for it goes deeper than just it being a horror movie. First off, I want to say that if you read the book and you've watched the movie,
I can't read
they're
it.
two completely different stories in a way. The book, okay, the movie, I love the movie, and the reason why is because Kubrick basically told Stephen King, this is not your movie. By like the last 30 minutes, you know this. And the reason why is because the family car is a Volkswagen, right?
Yeah.
Well, the color of the Volkswagen at the beginning of the movie is not the color in the book. It's totally different color.
There's a documentary
Yes.
About
Room
20... No, what the fuck? It was
Room
3 digits.
243?
Yeah, something like that.
That documentary was going to go
was
into
streaming.
my explanation. Yeah. That documentary, if you watch it, you've got a couple of people from the film industry that actually pick it apart.
Yeah.
And they
All
go...
the hidden shit.
Oh, yeah.
and-
Because there was a lot of things in Kubrick films, like he liked to put messages in his films. He liked to hide
He was a
stuff
deep
in
thinker.
there. And there was a lot of things that they picked apart, and it's like, wow. I mean, we don't hear it from the man's mouth, but
Yeah.
I can see the legitimacy of it.
Right down to like the pattern on the carpet
Yeah.
and stuff.
Well, yeah,
and-
and that was the whole idea, that there's this theory that Stanley Kubrick actually helped film the very first moon landing as kind of a, you know, cover up to the world.
Yeah.
Now, I could go into the whole theories behind that, but regardless, we're talking about The Shining. So, the way you find out that Stanley Kubrick is pretty much giving Stephen King the fuck you is towards the end of the movie when the groundskeeper's heading back to the hotel to go save Danny from his father. He passes a wrecked car that a jackknife truck had crushed, and that car was a Volkswagen Beetle that was the same color
as the original.
As the one in the book. So it's basically
like
Kubrick saying, "No, Steven, fuck you. This is my story.
Yeah.
I'm doing with this what I want." And he really focused on, because there was a lot of research done about that movie before it was shot. Like Stanley Kubrick and a lot of the production team did some heavy research about the grounds of the Overlook Hotel, the actual hotel.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, they threw the idea of manifest destiny and, you know, people reaping what they sow, and you have the blood on the elevator is kind of like saying, and if you look in the blood on the elevator is kind of like the idea that you have this Indian burial ground that this hotel is built on, and they're haunting it, and every soul they claim is haunting it as well.
I actually like that movie better after watching
Room.
about it.
Yeah.
Like it made me think more about it. It made it deeper.
I think it whatever room Danny is not supposed to go into.
Yeah, it's what it's called.
243, I think it is.
Something like
if you
that.
know, if you're watching and you know what we're talking about, please clue us in. And where did you see it on Netflix?
Netflix or Hulu? I have both
Netflix
of them.
is where I'd seen it first. I don't know if they put it back on there, but
Also, there's a documentary on there that you might like. That's S for Stanley.
S for
It's
Stanley?
about Stanley Kubrick
Okay.
from his right hand man.
Yeah.
That talks from the time they hook up when he. Oh, fuck. I'm not gonna be able to remember which movie Stanley was working on. One of the earlier ones, though, and he worked with him straight up through.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Room 237.
There
Room
you go.
237. There you go.
Straight up through, and then he, the guy went away to go be with some family and whatnot, and he came back. It was the only way Stanley would do Eyes Wide Shut was if he came back to help him.
Wow.
So you gotta watch that; it's really good. It's on Hulu or Netflix.
I
I can
love-
find out. I can ask.
I love
people.
Kubrick films. They're so
It talks a
well
lot about
done.
him as a person
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
So well done. Well, that's why I liked The Shining. I thought it was there was a lot of substance to it.
Yep.
Jack Nicholson was said to have been by Shelley Duvall. She was actually terrified of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he actually ramped up her fear on the set.
Damn.
Like
So
not
that fear
while
was
they weren't
authentic.
even when they weren't
Yeah.
even shooting. So that scene where she's like swinging the bat at him while she's walking backwards
Yeah.
up the stairs, she's fucking terrified.
Yeah.
Because
That's
he's
awesome.
just like, ugh.
It's authentic.
Oh yeah, he wanted to make sure that she was going to give the best performance she
Yeah. That's really cool.
could.
What's your favorites?
Probably my favorite, just for its gore factor and the realism in its gore, the new Evil Dead.
Really?
Yes.
That was okay, but I had a hard time because it was hard not to compare it to the old ones.
I
had to watch it as a separate entity.
Did you watch all the way to the end of the credits?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Which that last scene with Bruce
Yeah.
Campbell was actually filmed on the set of Burn Notice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Because he was actually supposed to be in that last scene, but filming of Burn Notice actually
Yeah.
conflicted with film schedules. So instead, the crew of Burn Notice filmed that
Yeah.
and sent it back
That's awesome.
as we're sorry.
Yeah. Oops. That
But
was
no,
pretty good, though.
the incredible realism in its gore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not a gore movie kind of guy, but if you do gore realistically,
Gore has to be properly placed in a story and not just gore for gore's sake.
yes,
It has to go along with it.
for me, incredibly realistic.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna get me through my mind
Yeah.
using gore, it has to be insanely real.
Yeah.
And Evil Dead did it, and it. Like
Now-
I'm sitting
now-
there in Star Cinema with about 4 Jack on the Rocks
Yeah.
in me, and that machete comes through the wall and goes across the top of her knee. And I've had the top of my knee cut in a very similar manner.
Yeah. So you're like,
Just,
oh!
It burns again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because it's not deep enough to hurt.
Yeah.
It's just deep enough to burn like a motherfucker.
My only hang up with that was that the tree rape scene was just a little too real.
It was everything. Pretty much everything in that film that you see is incredibly realistic to a highly discomforting level.
Yeah.
And
But I think that's what makes it good too.
yeah.
Because it takes you out of your, well, this is fake.
Well,
You know what I mean?
If you're an empath, if you're someone who
Yeah.
like feels that, like you see somebody getting hurt and you kind of feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a movie you want to watch unless you like that kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm a masochist. I like to hurt myself.
Oh, do it slow.
Oh,
God. But no, outside of that, like I said, Eternal Sunshine is one that always gets to me.
That's one of my favorite movies.
And I know it's not
Overall.
classified as horror.
I know.
But it all depends on
It's like a
Your
psychological.
state of mind.
Yeah. No, I always did it sober. I was smarter than that. I suggested it to several people just because I wanted to see what would happen,
it's
and I got to witness it once.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I don't recommend that at all. That guy was screwed up for days. But no, I guess the way I looked at that film, it really fucked with my head.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always like just really creeped me the fuck out.
Yeah.
That and like I said, I've studied criminal psychology and everything. That's what I went to school for. But the number 23.
Yeah, that one was great.
That was with Jim Carrey, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one was really great.
Because once again you're delving into how dark a human mind can be and how separated from its own darkness it can be all at the same time. And then I love the whole numerology of it.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I've always been curious in anyway, is how we interpret numbers and how we interpret symbols and letters and everything. But numerology is one that, for some reason, everybody connects on. It might be completely different, but everybody connects on it. And to put it in a basically in the mind of a killer who's tormenting himself.
7. I forgot
7?
about 7.
Ah.
Oh, that was a good one.
That one was super good. I mean, there's tons of movies we've definitely not mentioned that deserve mentioning. You'll have to forgive us, but yeah. But that just made me think of 7. How it's like psychological and the darkness and
And 7 is I do like the movie. It's not one of my favorites, but I do like it.
What's in the box?
Yeah. A whole lot of that.
Apparently Kendall's son just came downstairs and said, "Hey, look, the party is on."
Yeah! Welcome to the party.
Party! I need a party hat. I didn't wear a party hat on my birthday, so I'm disappointed. Next year.
Next year.
Next year,
Should
wear a
have brought you
party
one of
hat.
Harmony's little crowns.
Yes! You slacker. You dropped the ball. I needed a tiara.
Yeah, she totally could have got up to do that.
Well, back then
I
I could have. Yeah.
Back then, back in those days, I was
Able.
to move.
No, that wasn't last week. That was the week before.
Yeah. So she was movable.
Back when I was still human.
Yeah. Now
Oh,
she's
here you
not
go,
so
Patty.
much.
This will probably be your favorite moment of the whole
God.
film.
He's trying to escape the moon.
And a cosmonaut lander.
That shouldn't be there. Because the cosmonauts.
Oh, yeah.
But the space rocks are the creatures. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But he's now in
JD just
soon be in
ruined
orbit.
it. JD just ruined everything for you.
Oh, no. Spoilers don't bother me.
No, she
Everybody
was-
else, fuck you.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to everybody else. They ruined it for all of y'all.
Yeah, well.
You haven't seen this movie yet.
It's
I haven't
still a great
seen it
movie.
yet, you know. You expect a few spoilers.
Well, we're actually running way over on time
Yeah.
tonight.
Because we're happy. Well, I'm happy. Fuck it. I don't know about you guys. I'm thrilled. I love this shit.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Watch more horror.
Make sure you close the closet door and sleep with the lights on.
Lock the bathroom door.
Lock the bathroom door behind you. Just make a habit of it. Every time you close the door, lock it.
For those of you who have a
Just don't
Hispanic,
even live in a house with stairs.
for those of you who have a Hispanic mother that will beat you upside the head with the chocolate, she's probably telling you about the kukui all day, every day. When you were growing up, you need to go to bed on time, or the
Ya
kukui will
ojo.
get you. Yeah, you listen to her. She's right.
There's a thing in Louisiana. I'm
I'm
trying to say it. The rougarou. I can't fucking roll my tongue. But it's like this werewolf thing. I learned about it when I moved there.
Another one of those mythological.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's like a chupacabra.
Okay. Okay.
Alright. But I think they're bigger.
Well, stay tuned throughout the week.
Yes. Also, like our videos, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss anything.
Yes.
And we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find us.
And don't
for
forget
all
to check
sorts of
out.
updates.
Yes. Don't forget to check out www.thenerdery.net.
Yes.
For some really awesome articles.
Reviews,
and
articles, talking about shit. What's out Wednesdays? If you don't want to watch the videos.
And I'll be talking and doing an article on a very specific comic that's Kickstarter begins on the 11th. So look out for that. It's called Prometheus. Just read it. It's awesome. I'll be
Very
talking
cool.
about that. So thank you, everybody. We still don't have credits because I'm a bad president.
Oh, wait. Do we want to do sponsors one more time?
One more time.
Give it one more again.
One more again.
We are sponsored by Chemjax Elixirs at www.chemjaxelixirs.com and All Star Comics, Baytown, Texas, 281-839-7127. All right.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Goodbye.